folks, and welcome back here to Gatekeeper Media as we continue to bring you coverage of the 2022 Disc Golf World Championships out in Emporia, Kansas. We're with our chase card on moving day, and we've made it to the back nine here of the Emporia Country Club. We appreciate you all for tuning in. A special thank you going out to the Patreon supporters who helped make this all possible. Once again, here it is myself, Dustin Mouret, joined by Nathan Queen. How's it going, man?
Good. We've got to watch some players making a pretty good move so far. We've got two players up there tied for lead card position, and the other two players still maintaining that chase card, trying to make a move. Lots of birdies on this front nine.
And Gossett continues to just be this crazy dark horse story topping the charts here so far in our fourth round, with Macbeth just behind him and Heimberg and Matty O and such in the mix as we get into hole 10.
Yeah, 330-foot par 3. You've got the OB line you see on the left right now has actually been extended out a good 40 feet or so, making this hole much more reasonable and a pretty good hole. It's kind of a hyzer stand-up or a hyzer flip, really. You need it to stand up and then drift off to the right late.
This is Matty O's favorite shot. Might be drifting too much, though.
Yeah, that was a little inside. Really needed to move out left first. It's a difficult shot to do. You could also go with a forehand now that the OB on the left isn't as close. You could drift it out to the left and have it fade back right at the end.
Just didn't flex that at all, though. Like you said, there's more of a pocket of space out to the left that you can fit a flex forehand into, where the OB's not in play and you can kind of fight it back into the green, but that just didn't have the flex. This looks better. Oh, it catches that tree, though.
Yeah, I liked the line out of his hand, but just barely missed.
You gonna count that one on me? Is that a curse?
I think I'll go ahead and blame the highway on that one.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. This is a great shot from AB, sliding up towards circle one.
Yeah, he'll have a clean look. If that was any higher, he was going to be inside the circle. Ricky just having to pitch up for a par.
Tricky here for Matty-O. Trying to do a little patent pending slight turnover to the green.
Didn't quite get the turn he was looking for, but he got the result. He should have a pretty easy par putt. Tristan Tanner as well.
Just a little left on the stepper there from AB. We'll have to settle for par. Looks like we're going to see a par frame here.
You know, it rhymes with par.
Star, bar, jar.
Oh, I was going to say car.
Okay. About to say, there's a ton out there. I could have kept going. I think it's for the best that I stopped, though.
Yeah, we're going to have that par frame here on hole 10 before we move into 11. 404-foot par 3. This sidewalk plays OB on the left side. There's OB right as well, but it doesn't come into play all that often. I don't know that we'll see forehands here. I feel like it's going to be some righty backhands.
Your favorite. Matty-O going with the full distance driver here. A little wide on that. Able to roll around the tree, though, at least. Give him somewhat of a putt.
Yeah, going with that safer play, making sure he stays away from the OB left.
This is Tanner throwing essentially the same disc as Matty-O.
Does it nicely. Puts a lot more height and angle on it, which when you have as much power as Tristan makes it easier to control that distance.
Ricky, a little bit more of an overstable disc than the other two from Trilogy.
And there's some OB back there.
Oh, man.
That's So I mentioned the OB right that doesn't come into play very often. I guess I didn't mention the OB long right that comes into play even less often, but he does stay in bounds back there.
AB getting the CTP. Ricky with this meter will be in circle 2. Didn't quite commit all the way on that one.
So I guess 404 feet with OB inside the circle is no longer that difficult of a hole anymore, as 48% of the field, that is 100 players out of 208, were able to get the birdie on this hole over these last 2 rounds. And by 2 rounds, I mean A pool and B pool.
Right. That's like a little over 200 players in total playing this on the second rotation.
And AB and Tristan Tanner gonna be 2 of those 100 birdies. Before we move into hole 12, brand new par 3, the hardest hole on the course today. You can go straight if you want to get the birdie. You got to carry 420 feet of OB, and it does play uphill as well. We've been seeing these players attack with this high turnover shot over on the left side that could maybe sneak through the trees at the end.
Oh, no, that did go out of bounds. Difference being taken that left side, at least he gets the progress.
Yeah, which I believe is why players have gone with that. Just to try to counteract that OB, but oh my goodness, man.
Yeah, Barela throws really far, if you did not know that. Honestly, man, he might be one of the furthest throwers in the world. I mean, I know Double G kind of often wins kind of the distance records and such lately, but I would put AB up there.
Yeah, which he did again this year's got.
I think
him
it's his
another
third year
world
in a
distance
row.
title.
Yeah. I think he threw like 660-ish almost, 658, something like that.
Yeah, I think it was 652 with a katana.
Yep, you're right. That also goes OB.
Yeah, and this hole is a brutal change from what it was before. It was not necessarily a difficult par 3, but not the easiest one to get a birdie on. And this one is just mean.
It is a very difficult hole. And I think this hole is going to provide a lot of drama on the final day, on if someone really feels like they need to gain a stroke and they decide to take that straight route.
Ricky trying to throw it in for the par after going OB. And Anthony, oh, that's frustrating. He's been hitting chains, hitting something on these putts. Just a little bit left side though, and he knew it wasn't going in. Only 7 players out of 208 able to get the birdie on this hole.
Honestly, not surprising to hear that.
Your rating is one of the most valuable things you get with a membership. It takes your performance in sanctioned events, compares it to the rest of the field, and gives you an empirical number to show how well you played. Rain, shine, wind is all taken into account, leaving only one thing, your play. This gives you accurate numbers to track how well you've been doing and your overall improvement in the game. Get your number today. Visit pdga.com/join.
Moving into hole 13, 397-foot par 3. Got the OB sidewalk on the right side. You've got OB lining down the left side as well. Neutral fairway driver for these throwers that throw very far. Distance driver for a lot of players. Or you can go with this overstable flex shot, which I recommend because you'll be in the bullseye.
That was very well done from Mr. Barela.
Matteo.
Cut in. Gives him a putt at least.
Yeah, I think he was looking for a similar line. Just didn't get
Sure.
that turn that he wanted on it.
Yeah, that was one of his more overstable rides, and like you said, just didn't quite get it all the way over.
Oh, and that one had the turnover on it, but came out of the hand a bit early maybe.
Yeah.
Ends up eventually trickling OB left. He's looking at back-to-back bogeys now, kind of stunting his round a little bit. He'll need to get that turned back around.
So Ricky figures it out with his own overstable distance driver. Probably an enforcer.
Yeah, he can showing a little frustration there, knowing that you can't give up strokes back-to-back like that. You really don't want to give up strokes at all.
I'll have to say, missed putt, but impressive high kick from Adio there. Trying to give his best Leon Edwards impression. So Ricky will find the bird.
Yeah, getting that bounce back stat, moving him back to 4 down for the round. Inside that top 10. And a tap-in birdie for AB. Beautiful drive.
That would have been pretty cool if it would have made it back in his bag. I'll give him that.
Just about. We'll have to try to get him to do that next time. Brings us into hole 14, 975-foot par 5. New pad, a little bit farther back from the old one. Gives you a small chance to get the eagle here if you go big roller or get aggressive with a really big air shot. I know AB tried a roller the first round. We'll see what he comes up with this time.
Definitely going big roller here, and that is cruising. Oh, my. Unfortunately, cruising the wrong way. No.
And finds a country club backyard. Gonna end up OB. But being the par 5 that it is, he's still gonna have a pretty good opportunity for a par. Maybe even a slight chance for a birdie.
Absolutely. It depends on where they give him the mark at. He got a lot of progress before going OB, honestly. So like you said, birdie still maybe in play. Great shot there from Ricky Wysocki.
And this needs to hold that drift. Yeah, it does long enough. He gets way down there. Going to be in a good position to... You just kind of lay up to this rock wall on your second shot.
It's almost kind of like a mini hole 1, but just with the gap off the tee. Like you had that same pocket of OB far down on the left-hand side. Same kind of basket on a slope.
Yeah, very similar.
Just
Well,
300 feet shorter.
yeah, 300 feet shorter and a bit of a gap. The gap's not even really... The gap is easier to hit than the old tee pad.
Uh-oh.
And that spectator's easier to hit too, I guess.
Kind of a neutral impact on that, it feels.
Yeah, I don't think it mattered a whole lot. It just looked a little spacey. Nice shot there. You
They
really
gave maybe a good lie here. I think this is accurate.
Yeah, definitely.
Throwing the stamp off the disc, bro.
Oh my goodness. Birdie.
Yep,
Roller OB.
probably.
huge forehand birdie.
I mean, he definitely has one of the furthest forehands out there right now. I'm
Just
telling
a-
you, this guy has all the talent. I really feel like he's going to continue to break through in future years. I think up
Yeah.
until this point, he was still a student, and he wasn't, fully focusing on disc golf even.
Yeah, I'm still not sure. He hasn't been fully on tour this year, but he
Nope.
has definitely played a lot more events.
Yeah, I think next year might be his first full year. As Matty O creeps up there.
Yeah, he's gonna tap his in. Is this eagle look?
We'll find out. As that will just come up a little short.
Yeah, I believe that was his eagle look.
Did anyone get it today?
There were no eagles today. Ricky was the only one that first round.
Would not be surprised to see someone get it tomorrow.
Yeah, AB only threw 3 times.
That's true.
Not quite able to get the eagle this time, though. Yeah, I imagine we'll see a couple tomorrow. Maybe get more aggressive on that last day. Everybody loves Matty O.
It's hard not to.
Hole 15. Plays as an island hole, but doesn't really feel like it too much. It's not that difficult to get on the island with a righty hyzer.
Again, big favorite of Nathan Queen.
And as we all know, Anthony Barela, very good at those righty hyzers. Going to go ahead and roll on into the bullseye for another birdie.
As Matty O is our only clean card at this point. Looking to try to keep that up. That'll help.
Yeah, might be on top of Anthony's disc over there. And Ricky, not quite able to dial it back enough to park it. He's still inside the circle, though. Very easy birdie putt for himself, looking to get a turkey.
See if Tanner can continue the bounce back. Couple of bogeys, but got the birdie on the previous hole. And that will serve him well on this one.
Yeah, and minus the 440 feet, this is really just a stock shot for these players. As you can tell, just one angle. You don't have to get it flat. If you get it flat, you're really bringing that OB right into play a little bit more.
Wow, man. Not a misfire you'd expect to see from Ricky.
Yeah, and he pulls a cool little trick with his disc right afterwards, too. Tossed it from his right hand behind his back up to his left hand. But not quite able to make the putt for our diamond frame.
I don't know if you're gonna win that battle, but you stay on that hill as we come back after a short break.
Hole 16, another island hole, 320 feet. This one feels much more like an island, as it actually is. You've got to carry this water. You got water all the way around it, only the bridge to get you there.
Maybe this needs us to sit. Sat too early.
Yeah. Disking down with all the power he has and doesn't quite get the spin on it that he needs to get it there.
I honestly thought that was going to be deep left, and it winds up getting early. Wow.
You see these banners finally picking up a little bit.
Yeah, it looks tail left or right, so it's going to knock the disc down a little bit and drag it left. But using that back wall is a good strategy to make sure you at least get your par. I imagine Matteo will lay up from there. Uh-oh.
Oh, man. And Tristan, I guess expecting the wind to pack that down a lot, didn't quite pull it out to the right far enough. Ricky going with a line drive shot. Gonna have, he's in a layup position, but you never know with Ricky.
Maybe one of those situations where he looks at the scorecard and sees what he needs to do.
Yeah, I feel like Ricky might be similar to Paul in that it's win or nothing.
Yep.
So this could be one of those situations where he's trying to win, he's going to try to make it.
Yeah. That's a good point.
He's thinking about it.
It's just so tough to pull the trigger on that when you got a whole nother day of play.
Yeah. It's a scary one to do, and Matteo going to wisely do the same thing.
You're not going to see this tomorrow, if they're back.
Definitely not.
But today makes perfect sense.
Shout out Gavin Rathbun getting the ace on this hole today.
Yep. Heimberg also chained out an ace.
Yeah.
It was so close, man.
Straight line drive at it. That was a
Hit
great
the pole
shot.
and bounced out, yeah. But yeah, certainly shout out to Gavin Rathbun making their injury recovery this year and charging up there.
Moving into hole 17, the fourth most difficult hole on the course today. 745-foot par 4. Low ceiling. Kind of high floor also. You've got a gradual incline the whole way up. You've got OB down the right side. Ideally, you'd like to get about 400 feet off of the tee. If you stay shorter than 400 feet, you need to be on the right side to have a good opening to the basket.
I think Matty will be happy with that.
Yeah, he's right around that 400-foot mark. I think there's one tree he's going to have to make a decision whether he's going to go right or off to the left. Oh, yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. Man, that had so much potential. It's a little high.
I think that was a pretty mean kick, too. He carried off to the left side, going to be behind some trees and stuff.
And Tanner also going to be in some thickness. Not even sure what AB's got over here.
He's got up. Look at that.
The big gap in the sky. Biggest gap of them all. We'll find out short. Oh, no.
Oh, ends up out of bounds.
Curious where he gets to take it from.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I imagine that faded back out. I would guess he went left over the sidewalk, but I don't know. It's a really good shot from Tristan getting out of the woods there. Yeah. Might have made it all the way to circle 2.
Very close to it. So Ricky has a pretty good straight look at the pin from here.
But why go straight when you can go up?
Maybe that would be why.
Yeah, I guess. You know, you see the trees moving in the background back there. That wind's starting to pick up. These players haven't had to deal with that much, and the higher you go, the more that disc is going to be affected by that.
Matteo able to roll in the circle one, though, with that. Saban says that's good.
Okay, so AB went out on this ball golf green, throwing his 4th shot now.
Nice bid from Tanner, but
that would have been a sweet birdie scrambling from the woods out there.
And Ricky also going to take some damage on this one. Just not a miss you expect to see from Matt.
Yeah, circle's edge putt. It's he usually does make them. Wind could have had a little bit to do with it. But yeah, 17 giving our card a bit of trouble here. Only 17% of the field able to card the birdie. 28% taking bogey or above.
You're going to see a couple of bogeys here. Matteo still keeping the clean card, though. So despite the missed putt, he at least keeps it clean.
Our final hole of moving day here at Emporia Country Club. Hole 18, 691 foot. Got about 330 feet to carry the water. The farther you get, the straighter of a look you have. There's places you can land to go big hyzer over the water on the right side or big hyzer with a forehand over the left.
And I mean, this is in danger of catching a spectator. Oh!
And he, I don't think it affected the flight too much,
No.
But he didn't seem real happy about that.
No, I guess maybe he thought it was clear and there was still some stragglers following the next card, perhaps.
Spectators need to spectate, man. Pay attention. And Ricky calling this one to sit and just barely does before it gets OB on that right side. He's probably going to be looking at that big hyzer over the water.
Yeah, which kind of used to be the play a lot of players like to do. But now you see a lot more players trying to push it a little bit deeper and play the straight shot. AB also looking to go big hyzer.
Wow. Wow.
He might not realize it, but I think he'll be really happy when he gets up to the green. He seemed a little frustrated with that.
What in the world? That's an incredible shot, man.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Solid from Ricky as well.
Yeah, going. You know, those.
It gives you the safer putt.
That's a 60, 70 foot high tree. Like it's not a little short guy.
No, not at all. Everyone has a birdie putt so far.
Yeah, Tristan straight up the gut, and Matteo has a great look down the middle. He's probably 300 feet, maybe a little less from here.
Too much smoke on this.
Oh. And the slope of that hill has gotten him drifting out.
Big birdie from Ricky to end on. Keeps him on the chase card. He was in danger of falling back to card 3.
And he's looking at it now. You definitely have the opportunity to know walking around that corner on the 18th fairway.
To keep the clean card, here's Matteo.
Yeah, gets it done. Clean 8 down, gonna move him into a tie for third and onto the lead card for the final round of the 2022 World Championships.
Hate to see him leave, but love to see him go. And that obviously means he's playing well. So we're going to see 3 birdies here on 18 to wrap things up for moving day on our chase card. As you said, Matteo, cooled off a little bit, but still kept the car clean. 8 down, tied for third. Tanner will stick. In fact, we keep everyone on the chase car that's outside of Matty O. And joining us will be Chris Clements, along with the other three as Matt moves up. So a little bit of a trade there with the lead card, I guess you could say, going into our final round of Worlds. We, of course, again, appreciate all of you for tuning into our coverage here at Gatekeeper Media. We hope that you'll follow up so you can catch the rest of the final round as well as future coverage throughout the year and years future. As again, I am Dustin Mouret, and with me is Nathan Queen, and we'll see you next round.
We'll see you guys out there.